What is up, everybody? This is Apache Gaming here. Today I have an awesome storytime video for you guys, but first I do need to apologize and clear a couple things up. In my previous video, my channel update video, I said I would be uploading videos on vacation, but that did not work out. I said I was in a hurry to make them, and when I flipped open my computer screen and I looked at those videos, I realized that they were crap videos, to be honest. And this is a YouTube channel, not a crap channel, so I did not upload them. But anyway, I have my second storytime video for you guys today, along with some awesome Capture the Flag gameplay in the background, and let's get this started. So about 8 or 9 years ago, I made friends with this guy named Jake. And Jake and I were both in elementary school together, we were both in the same class, our families were both friends with each other, and his family was always known for having these huge open houses. And if you guys don't know what open houses are, I think it might just be tradition from where I am in the US, but basically, a family invites all their extended family, all their friends over, and they just have one huge party, and you do whatever the heck you want to in their house. When I would go over, of course, I was not down with the parents, drinking wine, talking about politics. I would immediately rush to the upstairs, where all the other kids were, and sit down and have a great time. They had an Xbox, they had a TV, they had computers and stuff, those social games. Gaming website now would probably be called addicting games, but just sitting down with your friends and playing those stupid little internet games. The best thing they had before I started playing Halo on their Xbox was a huge tub of Legos. So I would rush up there, I would play some Legos, I would hang out with those guys, and I'd have a great time. While I was building my next castle or whatever I was building, I would always look over and I would see all these guys playing Halo. It just kind of blended into me. I never really sat down and looked at the game specifically or listened to them, because these guys were all big kids, or at least what I saw as big kids, which I'd probably see as myself now, and they were all just sitting around playing Halo competitively. So all I ever heard from them was either swearing or laughing, but mostly having a good time playing competitively with each other. It wasn't until a couple months later, almost until summer break, I'd say about April, May, when I'm sitting there next to my friend Jake in the middle of class, and I hear him talking about Halo. Being that I was kind of a bad kid back then, and I talked in class, I think everybody does, I whisper over him like, "Hey Jake, what's this whole Halo thing? I mean, there's all these people watching. What's this all about?" Jake, of course, responds, "Well, dude, I'll tell you about it later, okay? Okay, so just wait in the recess. Go outside. I'll tell you all about it, okay? Okay." I was not sure what to expect or what Halo was, so I go outside with him, go out for recess, right after the bell rings, and I sit down and ask him what it's all about. Long story short, I remember something like this. So Halo's this game where you're like Spartans and you go around on the warthogs and you get the assault rifles and you gotta kill the Covenant and fight the Flood and you get to shoot stuff and it's like da 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 da. And as he's singing through this theme, I am extremely confused. In my head, I see Leonidas on the back of a warthog, or warthog pig, flying into a giant tsunami, yelling Sparta! While unleashing a hail of bullets into some random church, because that's what I heard of, or that's what I thought of when I heard of Covenant. But until I actually pulled up and played the game, I thought the people that played this game were absolutely nuts. So it wasn't until a couple of weeks later, I believe, when I kept talking to him and ended up going over to his house just to play Halo. And I talked to him, and I'm like, "Yo man, this Halo sounds really cool." Or if I was talking back then, I'd be like, "Yo man, this Halo sounds really cool. I should come over and play it at your house instead of going to the pool or something." So I ended up going over to his house and playing Halo, and my memories are somewhat faded, but I remember days after days of hanging out at his house and getting shot in the head over and over again on coagulation by a sniper rifle. And it wasn't until a couple of weeks later that he actually told me you can pick up weapons in the game. Now, I know I probably sound very stupid right now, thinking that you couldn't actually pick up weapons in Halo, but give me a break. This is a long time ago. This is like 2nd, 3rd grade. I was totally lost. And by the end of the day, by the end of the first day playing with him, I only ended up getting 1 kill, ending the game 15 to -1. I never said I killed him. I killed myself with grenades. But beside the point, I played with him basically for the next month. Every day we'd hang out, I'd go over to his house, try to play Halo, and almost kill him. The first ever actual other Spartan kill I got in Halo was splattering him with the ghost unintentionally when he was trying to hide and snipe me. But we would continue playing multiplayer just by ourselves, continue playing campaign, and I ended up really liking the game, actually. I didn't have an Xbox myself at that point. I had to wait until Christmas to end up getting it, but I had a lot of fun playing with him, and nothing ever really big and monumentous happened until a couple months later. By this time, I was trained. And by trained, I do not mean the Halo Reach tutor, Naked Eli, or Bravo. I mean, I was trained by getting beaten up on for months and months on end. So I was ready to go. So that July 4th, his family had another one of those big open houses, and his brother had a 2v2 tournament. So I go upstairs with Jake, and I keep wondering why Jake is hanging around me so much. Like, usually he talks to me, but he always has other friends to hang around. And he ends up telling me that I will be his partner for the 2v2. At first, I remember being slightly annoyed because he purposely would not teach me where to find weapons, how to change my sensitivity, and I was expecting me to help him out. Regardless, I was just a good sport about it, and I ended up helping him out. So, it's about late at night, 9, 10, 11 o'clock, I'm not really sure, and we were the only 4 people left. And we is me, him, his brother, and his sister, and we are going to do a 2v2. This was my chance to prove how good I was. My strategy was to run up onto the little coop thing where the sniper spawns in the Halo 3 remake, and just camp out there while he could try to get some of the kills. And that strategy did not work at all to begin with, but once we actually started the actual official game, like first to 25, it ended up working, because he would just grab a sniper, a BR, and keep picking them off, and they were getting really annoyed, but it was working. So, come a few minutes later, it is 24-24. This kill is for the win right here, and I had never played competitive Halo. I still really don't to this day, so I was extremely nervous. I ended up getting a rocket launcher, and I was still hiding at that same place. Jake turns over to me, whispers in my ear, "Man, I'm out of sniper ammo. I barely have any BR ammo either, dude. You gotta help me out with this, okay? Okay?" So he ends up whispering in my ear of what the plan is going to be. Basically, what he's going to do is he's going to run up the stairs, he's going to cut across, they're going to follow him, and I'm going to blow them up for the final kill. And all I remember him telling me is, "Brett, you've got to remember to shoot when you see him." That is all I think about. I'm sitting there nervously with my final rocket, and as I see somebody running up the stairs, BAM! I blow their brains out. And then I heard something I had never heard before in Halo, and this is basically what it sounded like. Betrayal. And I had no clue what that meant, but I think I understood what it meant when Jake turned his head, slowly looked at me, and said, "Q, Brett." And it wasn't until a couple seconds later until I realized I had blown up Jake instead of everyone else. The next 2 people, so then his sister and his brother, run up with an energy sword, and I am left there hapless with nothing to do, and I get brutally destroyed. That is my story of my first time playing Halo. I still do not play competitive Halo to this day, and I still don't camp with rockets. And the last time I hung out with Jake, he still didn't want to play on my team. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. If you did, if you guys had a good laugh, if it made your day, leave a like rating below, and comment down below, what was it like the first time you played Halo, or any video game for that matter. I really want to hear if they're crazy, if they're funny. Even if they're not, it's always a different story, and I love to hear what you guys have to say. And as always, guys, have a nice day.